karaoke tonight. You know what? Might as well. I'm so close by, right?
Oh, you're a karaoke guy? Hey.
I'm early tonight. Yeah, exactly. If I get there now, I'll be pretty early. Yeah, because then it's got to come in. That's about 9.
So you're on this camera too. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Whenever we pick up yours.
Okay.
I don't know why I feel like I always have to introduce people to Beware, and you're like, oh yeah, I know him. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know.
Everybody know Beware.
Yeah. Hey.
All your life.
You been what? Giving it to the people all your life?
Literally.
Literally.
How long you been in radio, Beware? 39 years. Wow. Probably right at 39 years.
I was going to say, well, you can put it.
I shouldn't go live.
Whoa, yeah. Okay. You go live anytime?
Every now and then, but it's a special occasion.
None of the CEOs go live. Like, they come in here like, I don't go live. No, you can, yeah. You can go live.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, why not? Hey.
Might as well.
Might as well. Hey. Hey, Facebook. What's going on? People of Power about to start. Hey, Charzelle. Hey, Robin. Hey, Casey. We got Mr. Larry Jones of Superstar Realty. So if you get any questions or you want to ask him any questions about realty and all the good stuff, home buying, right?
Home buying,
appraisals. And
first-time home buyer programs.
Oh, gosh, yes. I got to sign up for that.
Investing
in home buyer programs. Yes, everyone wants to be a homeowner one day. Or at least, I guess they should.
Right.
One day.
Most definitely.
One day. Because rent is high. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Tangela. What's going on? We got a Superstar Realty in the building. Mr. Larry Jones. Hey, Kalia.
Talking about real estate information.
Hey, Kalia.
You're interested in being a homeowner? You're interested in getting out of the renting process and becoming a homeowner? You're interested in investing? You're interested in finding out real estate in general? Tune in. Watch this Facebook Live. Superstar Realty and Appraisals.
We are about to go on the air. Hey, Andre. Lord Beware's dancing, everybody. Y'all can't see him. Hey, Andre. Hey, John.
So you got some notes up there too. Good. Okay.
Listen, I do my homework.
Yeah. I didn't want to be the only one here with notes.
No, I do my homework.
All right, 20 seconds.
All right, 20 seconds and countdown. Hey, Casey. Thank you. Hey, Gilbert.
107.1 Traffic Jam is on your radio. That's Raheem. Hold up a minute. Let them hate, right?
Let them hate.
Let them hate.
That's 2018's anthem.
Yeah, there you go.
They're going to do it anyway, so
do it anyway.
Why stop them?
All right. Special guest in the studio. Go ahead.
Yes, welcome to the People of Power show for those who are just joining us. This is where I get my opportunity to highlight movers and shakers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, people who are doing big things in our community. Today, I have Mr. Larry Jones. He is the owner of Superstar Realty and Appraisals. And let me just tell you, when I reached out to him, I was like, we need to talk about real estate on the show. I want to talk to a realtor. He said, I'm a real estate broker. So he corrected me in a kind way. But I like to be educated because, you kind of put like optometry together, and you kind of schooled me on realtor and real estate broker. So there is a difference. So Mr. Larry Jones, welcome to the People of Power show today.
Most definitely. So happy to be here.
Yeah, so we kind of had some behind the scenes convo, and this guy's like thoroughly impressed me. But I want you to share what you told me in the world, like kind of how you got started in the real estate game.
First of all,
humble beginnings.
What's the difference in the two?
We was gonna get to that, but you know what? Let's go to the dessert. Go ahead.
Okay. Now I'm a real estate broker. I started as a realtor. A realtor is actually work for a brokerage, and they share their commission, and they are managed by brokers. Okay, so therefore, I opened up my real estate brokerage in 2016. Okay. Currently, we have about 7 agents that work for us, and we have about 3 appraisers, including myself, that work for Superstar Realty and Appraisals. So that's the difference in the short form.
All right.
So when I was reading his bio, he has a degree in criminal justice, and I'm like, criminal justice? Now let's talk about that for a minute.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because that is actually my humble beginnings. Because I was born in New Jersey, raised in Jacksonville, Florida. Was blessed enough to get a basketball scholarship to go to Valdosta State University.
Yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, he looks like he's about 6'5", right?
Yes, I'm 6'6".
Oh, okay, okay.
I played college basketball for 4 years. Met a lot of great, interesting, successful people in my day, and I majored in criminal justice. Criminal justice was my major of choice because my mom was a criminal justice counselor. Okay. All of my life. So she brought her work home with her, and she shared all her work with me and my brother. So that encouraged both of us to get into the field of criminal justice. My brother was a correctional officer at one time, but of course after college, you have to actually take what society gives you, and you know what? The doors opened up for me for real estate.
Okay, and you said you worked in retail as well.
I worked in retail. I sure did. I worked for a chain that you might be familiar with. It's called Foot Locker.
Oh, wow.
Are you familiar with that?
Very familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
I started with Foot Locker as a manager trainee in 1995. And I started in Jacksonville, Florida. And I worked up through the ranks from a manager trainee to a store manager. My first store was in Jacksonville. Then I was transferred to a store in Atlanta, Georgia. And I also managed a store right here at the Palm Beach Mall, when it was the Palm Beach Mall.
Oh, yeah. Bringing back memories.
Back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. In the game room, right?
Most definitely. Yeah.
So you went from criminal justice to manager at Foot Locker. Now you're the owner of Superstar Realty.
That is correct.
And appraisals.
That is
wow.
correct. Yeah, Superstar Realty was, of course, as a basketball player in college, my goal was to, of course, one day play in the NBA.
Like most.
Like most, exactly. Unfortunately, things didn't work out for me in that favor. However, I did get my degree, which prepared me to one day be an entrepreneur and open up my own business. Superstar Realty kind of came to fruition from just wanting to be that superstar, wanting to actually do things above and beyond the call of duty, wanted to be the best at what I do. And over the years, I said, you know what? If I ever open up a business or work for myself, we will have to be superstars. So I consider myself to be a superstar in real estate because I read a lot. I have a lot of educational background in real estate, and on-the-job training is supreme. You can't beat on-the-job training. I work every day in the real estate industry, and I learn every day. I'm constantly learning, and I'm here to share information that I know from the industry.
Okay, so we will have him back, of course, and we're going to be on live Facebook, and please even call in 508-1114 to ask Mr. Larry Jones any questions you may have on real estate. But we are going live, and we're going to talk some more stuff about real estate.
Thank you.
Alrighty then. Traffic Jam is on your radio. Going to take you all the way to 8 o'clock. Playing the best old school and R&B for you right about now. It is 10 minutes after 6 o'clock. 107.1.
Dejel, Tyrone, Chris, Aaron.
Hey there, Facebook. Hey there, bring them on the camera. Hey, what's going on? So,
real estate.
yeah, we got some people over here too. So, hey.
Good to be here.
Let's get it here. Okay, so let me go back because we talk. Great story. Cassie Jones says great story. Hey, Janelle, Jermaine, great topic. Okay, Anthony Harrell. Hey, what's going on, Capria? Hey. What state are you in? We're in West Palm Beach, Florida right now.
Most definitely.
For those who are just joining us, wow, Kitty, you're a natural. Thank you so much, Cassie. I try. I get my little critics, but I try anyway. back to you. Okay, so we have Mr. Larry Jones here, Superstar Realty and Appraisals. For those who are just tuning in, this guy's awesome. I mean, I was reading your bio, and within 12 months of having his establishment, you acquired 5 mortgage offices.
I acquired 5
Wow.
5 mortgage brokers
Okay.
that work with my company, Superstar Appraisals.
Okay.
And I also manage 5 other real estate appraisers.
Wow.
Currently, we're working with about 20 different lenders, and we have about 4 appraisers other than myself. So, I mean, we stay pretty busy. We cover from Port St. Lucie to Dade County, North Dade County, and we've been in business since 2005.
Okay. Now, for people, because buying a home is major, you know.
Buying a home is major.
Buying a home is a major thing, and that's a life-changing event. For people who are kind of, you know, they're renting, they're getting tired of actually paying that high rent, and they want something of their own. I know unfortunately, especially with the African American community, you know, I keep it real. We're going to keep it real in here.
Most definitely.
Credit usually is a big issue.
Credit is a big issue, you know, but I'm here to say that,
Okay.
you know, at one time, of course, we all know we went through the recession in 2007 from 2009, you know, when all the homes went into foreclosure through the mortgage crisis. And I'm here to say that the market is slowly recovering, and that loans are a lot easier than it was at that time. The credit scores these days, I'm working with lenders now that can qualify you with as low as a 580 credit score.
Say what?
Yeah, a 580 credit score will get you in the door and make you a new homeowner. And I know that a lot of people are concerned about, hey, I don't have money out of pocket. Hey, guess what? I know how to negotiate for the seller to pay a portion of your closing costs. I know how to negotiate with the lender for them to pay what's called lender's credits. Okay? Lender's credits will allow you to spend money out of pocket, spend less money out of pocket. Imagine this. Imagine getting a $4,000 credit towards your closing costs, and your mortgage only going up $30 a month.
Wow.
Okay, so that's how lender credits work. You know, they give you a higher interest rate, which is maybe 0.25%. It's not a large amount, and then they pay a portion of your credit. Excuse me, they pay a portion of your closing costs. So that's good information to know when it comes to home buying.
So, for example, for people who are watching, they say, you know what, I want to buy a house. What are the first steps? And because I know you have the first-time homeowners program.
Of course.
Everyone should do that.
Everyone should do that. Everyone should do that. For one thing, you know, when you have not purchased a home before, you know, going through that course, that counseling session will prepare you for, you know, what's to come. I think that a lot of people sometimes, especially in our community, do not have the experience, or do not have family members or friends that are homeowners. Therefore, they are less knowledgeable about the home buying process. I'm here to tell you that it's a lot easier than people may think. Okay, the home buying process is as simple as 1, 2, 3. I can walk you through any home buying process. My office is personally responsible for selling 30 homes last year. Okay, we converted 10 renters into home buyers. Okay, so if you are a renter out there who think that it's impossible to buy, I'm here to tell you that is not the case. Okay,
listen, good to see you spreading the good news. Okay, do you have a family, and how do you manage family and entrepreneurship?
I do have a family. Yes, I have kids.
Cassie, you getting a little personal there, but go ahead. It's all good. It's all good. We need to know.
Yes, most definitely. Listen, I have a family. Family is everything. And you know what? The balance sometimes becomes hectic. But you know, I'm a overachiever, I should say. You know, I'm the first one up, and I'm the last one to bed. You know, sometimes I have to budget my time, my schedule, my appointments in order to make sure I meet demands and deadlines. But I mean, I managed to make it happen. I also have a strong real estate team that assists me. I definitely got to give them credit, because without them, I wouldn't be me. They make my job a lot easier. You know, if I have a task that needs to be completed, they make sure it's done within a timely manner. So that kind of allows me to budget my time correctly.
Okay, so I know some of the myths of home buying, because it's so many there. You have a person that makes, let's say, $40,000 to $50,000 a year. Okay, is it still true that the bank usually will approve 3 times your income?
Okay, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a great question, and because you know what, the 3 times the income is actually, like you said, it's a myth. It's not the case.
Oh.
Let me tell you some of the things that the banks look at. Of course, your credit score. We know that. They look at your income. We know that. We also look at what's called a DTI, your debt to income ratio. Your debt to income ratio is important because that tells them how much debt you have versus your income. So say, for example, if you make $1,000, if you make $40,000 a year, and your rent or your mortgage is $1,000 a month, okay, that equals $12,000 a year. Okay, $12,000 a year roughly will put you at about a 30% debt to income ratio as compared to a $40,000 mortgage. Okay, now the bank not only looks at your monthly rent or mortgage payment is your front end ratio, but the bank looks at your front end and your back end ratio. Your back end ratio includes all of your payments. If that includes a car note, that includes a student loan, that includes any other expenses you have that are revolving credit card payments. The basis is to stay within a 50% or less debt to income ratio. So, of course, I wish I can tell you news as if that you can get a mortgage with $20,000 a month and $20,000 a year in income, but unfortunately, the income has to be within the lines to put you within a 50% or less debt to income ratio.
So some things for people who are in the premature season of being a home buyer, they know, let's say, within 2 years, I want to purchase my first home.
Most definitely.
So right now would be the time to start paying down those credit card bills. At least half, not like if you have a $5,000 limit, you're at $4,099. You want to get it at least down, I guess, halfway down is what I heard. And other bills you want to kind of start paying down so you can kind of get better debt ratio.
Most definitely. Facebook Live, thanks for tuning in.
107.1 Traffic Jam is on your radio. We are back with the People of Power show with my main man, Larry Jones, is in the house.
Look, he got hyped up just now. My main man, Larry Jones.
Man, we see each other every week.
Oh, gosh, okay. Yeah, I heard some karaoke going on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a karaoke superstar.
Oh, wow. All right. I was thinking about you two have something in common, other than liking karaoke. But you have names of companies that make people feel inspired. You have Celebrity Restaurant and you have Superstar Realty.
There you go.
So, you eat at Celebrities and then you go buy a house from Superstar Realty.
And appraisal. There you go.
And we had some very good information offline. So I want to make sure we can recap just some of the information for our listeners on the radio. For people who are interested in purchasing a home, Mr. Jones, can you kind of just maybe go back on a couple of things that we said that you need to try to do?
Most definitely. Let's reiterate the fact that income is a concern. Income, credit, your debt to income ratio. Those 3 factors are the factors that most lenders and mortgage companies look at in order to qualify you for a loan. So, for example, if you have a $1,000 a month mortgage or rent payment, and which equals about $12,000 a month, a year. If you're making a $40,000 income, that puts your debt to income ratio, which is your front end ratio, that puts you at about 30%. Okay, the banks look at your front end, which should be 30% or lower. And they also look at your back end, which should be 50% or less. Okay? Your back end includes all of your monthly payments, including your credit cards, including your car loan, including your student loan payments, and any other out-of-pocket expenses that you may incur. So these are the things that the banks look at when it comes to determining whether or not you qualify for a loan. And keep in mind, at this point in time, banks right now are qualifying with as low as a 580 credit score. Okay. I mean, you don't have to have perfect credit to qualify for a loan. Of course, you have to be employed, and of course, you have to be within those lines that I just spoke about.
Now, does long-time employment help you? For example, if you've had like 5 to 10 years to 15 years on a job, does that help you?
Of course, that's important, but the truth of the matter is that the banks look at your tax returns. Tax returns are paramount. If you have a new job, and you've been in your job prior for 15 years, and then you have a new job now, and you're making the same income or more, you know, they won't see the new income. They'll look at your previous tax returns, 2017, 2016, to determine what they can expect and what you can afford to pay. So yes, income in your employment is definitely a key, but of course the tax returns are most important.
Okay. And it might sound silly, but can multiple people own a home? Meaning, I know you normally have a husband and wife, but let's just say they don't meet those qualifications. Can they get someone else to come on there?
Most definitely, most definitely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that happens a lot. I mean, of course, spouses purchase homes together. You know, domestic partners. You know, they choose to purchase homes together. Sometimes even friends or family members choose to purchase together. And you know, as an investor, I'm also a part-time investor. You know, of course, business partners choose to invest and purchase properties together.
You mean you do like a flip my home type of thing?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm currently working on a flip as we speak.
I watch HGTV. You know, I'm impressed when they can say, well, we're going to put $100,000 in cash on this home, and when they do the renovations and they flip it, then they have a nice little interest at the end. You know, that intrigues me.
Most definitely, most definitely.
And when you can put down that much on a home, you know you're really doing good.
Right. Well, you know what? The key is to use as little money as yours as possible. Okay. I work with private lenders, which are in the mortgage industry sometimes called hard money lenders.
Hard money lenders?
Hard money lenders.
Okay.
And hard money lenders, they have, you know, the terms of the loan are not as favorable as a conventional mortgage, but they help you get the job done. And of course, you know, being savvy in the real estate industry and knowing your bottom line, knowing your costs, you know, versus what you can sell for, you know, will help you to budget and to determine, you know what expenses you need to put into a project without putting yourself upside down.
Okay, and we talked about too. Well, we didn't do it on the air, but the First Time Home Buyers Club, and I asked you, is that something that is needed? And you said yes, that's a really good thing to do. They have incentives for home, like money off for it.
Most definitely, most definitely. You know, there's so many ways to purchase a home these days. The most important, I would say, is the fact that there are lender credits. You know, keep in mind, lender credits are important. If your lender doesn't allow lender credits, well, then you definitely need to be talking to me. Lender credits will be. They will actually allow you to increase your interest rate, maybe up to like 0.25%, not something substantial, and they will pay money for your closing costs. So for example, if you have a 5% or 4% interest rate, and a lender says, okay, we can give you a 4.25% interest rate, but in exchange, we will pay off about $3,500 of your closing costs. Okay, which will only increase your mortgage probably about anywhere from $25 to $40 a month.
Wow.
I mean, you know, that right there is a favorable program for a home buyer to use. Most home buyers don't have a lot of money saved. You know, they have the income, but the savings are not as substantial. So therefore, those type of programs would definitely benefit a first-time home buyer program.
That's why sometimes those 401ks come in handy.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Beware is like, yeah, you know, Beware owns many homes.
Yeah.
Beware owns many homes, so he's just like, yeah. No, I don't know. Just we're gonna talk about because you do commercial realty as well.
I do commercial realty.
Okay.
I've negotiated. I negotiated a few commercial leases last year. Commercial real rent as compared to residential is a lot higher, but there's a lot of negotiation involved because there's so many different facets when it comes to the insurance that could be bundled into your lease payment. The common elements or the maintenance could be bundled into your lease payment, which is called a triple net lease. There are things that most commercial leases last a minimum of 4 to 5 years, and if you don't have the negotiating skills and knowledge, hey, of course you can end up paying more than what the market dictates. Me having an appraisal background too, that also helps me to help my clients with determining what's called market rent. Market rent is important because you don't want to pay any more than the market dictates. So that's another way in which I help clients by letting them know that, okay, this is what the market dictates as opposed to this is what they're asking for. And if if you can assist your client in that way, that's always a win-win situation.
Okay. Well, we got more to come from Mr. Larry Jones. I got like 5 or 6 more questions, but we're gonna get to that. When you watch Home Garden TV, it teaches you a lot about homes. So I got a couple more.
Okay. Traffic Jam is on your radio. Going to take you all the way to 8 o'clock. Mr. Larry Jones will be here all the way until 7 o'clock. So make sure you stay by Facebook or stay by the phone or whatever. Listen to the radio and get that good information. All right. Traffic Jam 107.1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
310 US Highway 1 Lake Park, right across from Dunkin' Donut. Turkey wings, 5 pounds, $5.99. Chicken drumstick, 5 pounds, $3.99.
All right, Facebook. Hey. Oh, hold on 1 second. You got a question. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Raymond. Okay. Someone's interested in going to school. What school would you recommend?
I will recommend Gold Coast School of Real Estate. They're located on Lantana and Congress. That's actually where I got my start, and they're excellent. The instructors, the staff, everyone there will definitely help you and answer all your questions.
Okay. And can you educate us on the difference between a short sale and foreclosure? Like, what are maybe the benefits, or so to speak, or disadvantages?
Most definitely. And that's another very, very
good question. I know.
You're on a roll. You know what? Because let me tell you something.
Great show, Kitty. Which she used to say, thank you.
There are a lot of people out there that right now, as we speak, are suffering from a foreclosure, and maybe their income has changed. Maybe they, for some reason, can't afford to pay their mortgage like they once did, and sometimes, of course, they can't pay their mortgage. So that would constitute a short sale, and the short sales works like this: we negotiate with your lender, with your mortgage company, to sell your property at less than what you owe on your mortgage. Usually I would say about 95% of the time we're successful at doing that. All we have to do is we have to prove that you are going through a financial hardship, and usually sometimes change of jobs, sometimes deaths in the families, sometimes divorces. There's so many different things that could constitute a financial hardship, and but this is something key now. The bank does not allow you to short sell and sell it to a family member or friend, okay? So, like, if they're allowing you to sell your property to relieve yourself of the debt that you owe, they will not allow you to short sell it to a family member or friend. You will have to short sell it to someone in the open market. And in Superstar Realty and Appraisals, we actually do those on a regular basis.
Wow. And that was something I never knew. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It's common. I mean, I say about 4 years ago when we went through the foreclosure crisis, short sales and foreclosures, I would say, saturated the market about 40 to 50%. If not more. And at that time, you had to be really knowledgeable of market conditions. You had to be knowledgeable of the change in market, and you had to be able to to be able to like roll your sleeves up and work with the lenders in order to get it done. Because let's face it, no lender really wants to foreclose on your home. You know, at all costs, it costs them way much more money to foreclose than to negotiate with you. And of course, the lenders are protecting their bottom line. They don't want to spend a lot of money in order to foreclose. So we can negotiate a short sale that not only benefits you because therefore you don't have a foreclosure on your credit, but at the same time that saves the lender money from having to go through with the entire foreclosure process.
That's Tina Davis. What's up, brother-in-law? Super proud of your accomplishments.
Hey, Tina.
One-time shout out. Okay, this is a crazy question, but it does fall into your line of work. Okay, you see a house, beautiful home, dirt cheap, and you're like, what's wrong with it?
Right.
Yeah, maybe a whole family was slaughtered in the house. Who knows? Are you supposed to tell that to your client?
As a matter of fact, by law, we don't have to reveal that. Yeah, we actually, you know, that's something that falls within the real estate law. And you know what? That's a funny question because we actually discussed that in our real estate class. You know,
right.
Do we have to discuss that? No, we don't. By law, we do not have to discuss whether or not there was a murder in the home in which we're selling.
Wow.
So yeah, you know what? I've been doing this for 14 years and I never had that case.
Wow.
But I'm sure there's some out there that have.
Yeah. So when you pull up the carpet, you just purchased the home. You see the murder sketch on the side.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicole. That's crazy. Like I thought that it had to be disclosed.
Yeah, no, we do not have to disclose that. You know, the things that we do have to disclose are things like if we're aware of any repairs that are needed or anything that will materially affect the construction of the home. Definitely, that has to be disclosed to the potential buyer. Anything that a buyer may have to spend money for out of pocket, that we're aware of, we definitely have to disclose information like that. But as far as a murder scene or a criminal act that was taking place at that property, no, that's not something that we are obligated to disclose.
Okay, now let's talk about that too, because that's a good segue to the appraisal, because you do appraisals as well.
Exactly.
Now I'm aging myself here.
Okay.
But you saw the movie Money Pit.
Of course.
So you know where I'm kind of going, where you have these houses and there are things that maybe the buyer is not really aware of, you know, the pipes or something. Can you just educate people as far as like how important like that is to have that property? Yeah,
well, I tell you what's important is that you have a good, if you're looking at buying, is that you have an important, a very knowledgeable real estate agent or real estate broker. And I say that not because I'm a real estate agent or broker, but because first of all, you need a good home inspector. Okay. The home inspector will thoroughly inspect your property to make sure that those issues, as if in the movie Money Pit, do not occur. You know, a roof falling out, floors that are badly damaged or may cave in, termite problems.
That's a big one in Florida.
A big one in Florida. Some homes are even in flood zones that you may have to purchase extra insurance for. All these things are disclosed through the home inspection. Most home inspectors, and the ones that I work with, they go on the roof, they get in the attic, they check the plumbing, they check your electricity, they check everything from A to Z, and they make sure that your home is sound. And they make notes, as necessary.
Okay, so King Ham has a question. How do you feel about the rising concerns about the rising prices in homes in the urban community? And someone who wants to purchase a home in their community, how do you circumvent when they're seeing prices like 250 to 300,000 grand homes in the same neighborhoods that were once 100 to 150? So basically, the property value is all of a sudden doubled.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Well, that's another reason to have a knowledgeable real estate agent and a knowledgeable real estate appraiser, which is what we do. Property values are going up. I'm gonna be the first to tell you right now. In all markets, even the markets that are less desirable, property values are going up. The less desirable neighborhoods, you see the increases as 5 to 10%, but in some other neighborhoods you can see a 15 to 20%. And guess what? When market values go up, people's equity in their home go up. That's a part of building wealth. And it's similar to the stock market. We have no control over it. what kind of determines the market is the ability to buy. Having loan officers and mortgage companies that can get you qualified and provide you with spending power, and the demand and the supply. Demand and supply also affect purchase prices and market values. Right now, currently, the market is there's an oversupply of properties on the market. Please inform people about listing homes as well as for sellers. Sharon Jones. Listing homes for sellers, ideally in my industry, being a listing agent is the best thing, because once we list a home and put it on the MLS, it's open to the market. Not only did we put it on the MLS, we put it on about 7 different websites that will allow you to get the exposure that you need to sell your home. Okay, so the exposure is everything. So listing with a realtor is the best thing to do.
.107.1 Traffic Jam is on your radio. Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, Can't Get Over You. In the meantime, I was just taught that I can buy $1 million house with no money.
There you go.
And can you explain that to me? How can I do that?
Was he in the same room that we were in?
Exactly.
I'm just like, wait.
I wish that was the case, but
no.
Yeah.
I even know that. Look, I even know that.
Let me touch on something briefly though, but renting.
I threw him off in that.
Yeah.
You threw me off too, because listen, I'm like, sign me up on that deal.
Exactly. You know what? If that was the case, I think everybody would be $1 million homeowners. but let me tell you something though. Renting versus buying. Let me discuss that real quick. Because like I said, we actually converted several renters last year into buyers, and the way we did that is let's look at the math. Say you take on a renter that's looking to rent about $1,500 a month. Okay. Now most people ask for first, last, and security. Okay. $1,500 a month will equal $4,500 to move into a rental property.
$4,500, right?
Okay. $4,500 to move into a rental property, and by you paying for 12 months, that's $18,000 a year. Okay. Now say you rent for about 5 years. That's $90,000 in rent you just paid, and guess what? You have 0% of ownership in that property.
But
Zero.
To me, I've talked to people, and it sounds super weird. I'm using your word, super. I'm throwing it in there. It sounds super weird, but I know people who really don't want the responsibility of home ownership.
Okay.
You would think that, like you said, the numbers add up to say, it's best to buy a home. But then you have people that say, well, you know what, if something goes wrong, I can call my landlord or this, that. And it's like, but if you own it.
If you owned it now,
so
that you know what, and I come across a lot of people like that too, and it's sometimes
scared, like the owner.
Exactly, there's a natural fear. There's a natural fear of owning a home, because there is maintenance involved, there is taxes involved, there is insurance involved. There are a number of things outside of just the monthly rent or mortgage that you have to be responsible for. But let's look at it this way: conventional loans do not include the taxes and insurance in your monthly mortgage payment, but FHA loans includes taxes and insurance in your monthly mortgage payment. So say for example, a $200,000 home with a 4.5 to a 5% interest rate, you can get your monthly mortgage payment, not including taxes and insurance, is roughly about $1,200 a month. Okay. Now if you add your taxes and insurance to that, okay, you will be about probably $1,500 to $1,600. And now that is kind of typical for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Palm Beach County. In a desirable neighborhood. Okay, of course there are a lot of communities that will rent you a 3-bedroom a lot cheaper than $1,500. But if you're looking for a community where you can raise your family and have your kids play outside safely, you're more than likely you're going to pay $1,500 or more.
So what do you see like the age trending now for first time home buyers? What is usually like the age range that you're seeing now?
I would say lately it's been 30 years or older.
30 or older?
I would say I've always been in the 30s.
Exactly.
30s?
Yeah, 30 years or older, because that gives them time to establish themselves, save money,
Right.
become more responsible, and to really, think about the opportunity of becoming a homeowner.
Okay, do you see, because when I think of a home, I think of 30-year commitment. That, some marriages don't even last that long.
Right.
Real, I mean, so
30, 40 years.
do you recommend people be like, like, for example, when you say first-time home buyers, when they say, well, this is our starter home. You get your first car. It might not be your dream car,
Right.
but do you see some people who will wait and say, you know what, I want my dream. When I get my house, I want it to be my dream house, opposed to, let's start with this 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and then when we pay a low mortgage, we'll sell it, and then we'll get the 7-bedroom, 5-bath.
Most definitely. I mean,
What?
it's better to start off, with something that's within reason. Something that's affordable. Something that is comfortable for you and your family. What keeps myself busy as a real estate agent and a real estate broker is that when people get married, when people have children, when people get promotions, making more money, when people have deaths in the family, unfortunate as it may be, that opens up an opportunity to buy or to sell real estate. And when those events occur, well then, hey, that's when we're available to assist. But, as a first-time home buyer, I would say staying within reason. I mean, a lot of people even purchase condos. Some people are opposed to condos because, hey, there's a homeowners association fee.
HOA fee.
Yeah, and some people would like to avoid having HOA fees, but guess what? I mean, you can get a nice condo in a nice community for $100,000 or less, and that's a 2-bedroom even. And most people on average stay in their home about from 5 to 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, 30-year mortgages are 30-year mortgages. That doesn't mean that you have to stay there 30 years. People like to upgrade frequently, based on their income, based on their lifestyle, and based on their needs and wants. So, for that reason, people don't stay in their home 30 years. Now that condo that you bought can one day eventually be an investment property, and you can rent it out and move into your single family home.
Like Beware, he has 20 investment properties.
There you go. There you go.
Mr. Daddy Warbucks over there.
There you go. Hey, listen.
I like to always throw him in the money pool.
I keep saying that. One day, I probably will be like that. Just keep saying it.
Just keep saying it.
Definitely.
Keep saying it.
Most definitely.
Okay, so for people who are thinking about a starter home, nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with
Start off where you can afford, and then eventually you can move up. But it's funny because you see these houses on TV, and I'm like always, oh my gosh, 5,000 square feet. It's gonna be me one day, and then you're like, you think about when you get older. I can't get up those stairs. Like, what do I do? Like, do you tell people just beware of the houses that you buy, because you may not always. That may not always fit your lifestyle. Like especially when people buy them like at 40 years old. At 40, you're like, okay, you should start kind of getting to the place that you may want to stay in.
Exactly.
Am I right for thinking that?
Yeah, well, most definitely. I mean,
all right.
and you know what? There are a lot of people that start off purchasing in their 30s, and by the time they're 40, they realize that, this is not enough space. This is not the neighborhood that I desire to live in long term.
Or change, or a neighborhood change.
Or change, So, I mean, and either they sell or they choose to rent those out, which become investment properties. And I would say investing in real estate at this point in time is the right thing to do, considering that the market is changing, values are increasing. I constantly have to do what's called market condition analysis for banks. Every appraisal report I do, I would have to do a market condition analysis to determine, whether the market is decreasing, declining, or whether or not it's stable. Those things dictate whether or not it's a good time to buy, whether or not there's a lot of supply of real estate on the market, or whether or not hey, sometimes homes stay on the market less than 30 days, and then it's gone. So, you have a lot of different factors, but I mean, buying now is definitely a good opportunity.
Okay. And you got a lot of questions over here.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I'm scared.
Don't be. It's a good thing. When they ask questions, that means they're learning. I'm learning.
Absolutely. 107.1 Traffic Jam is on your radio. Once again, it's the People Power Show. My main man, Larry Jones, is in the house. If you got a question, get on Facebook right now and, just ask those questions, man.
All right. Let me go back. You had, so let's write it.
100 different questions, huh?
Yeah. Okay. First, Cheryl Golden wants to know: can you give us some information about the SHIP?
The SHIP
and
program.
first-time homeowners program. What are some of the pros and cons?
Okay, the SHIP program. I've worked with that program before, and that's a county or state home assistance program. The SHIP program, for those of you who don't know, they could supplement a mortgage. Usually, the grant money that they have to provide for homeowners is about $75,000, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to use the entire $75,000. That means that they will use that to supplement a first mortgage. So, for example, if you can qualify for $100,000 and you find a home for $150,000, okay, that $75,000 for the SHIP program will be definitely useful. And the good thing about it is that the SHIP program is money that you do not have to pay back. There are different requirements. You have to meet a certain financial, there are financial restrictions based on your income to qualify. You have to live in the property sometimes from 5 to 10 years. And I tell you right now, SHIP programs, the money is very scarce. The money comes so fast because there are so many people that apply for those programs that, it doesn't last long. So you have to be in the right place at the right time to qualify for the money from SHIP program.
Okay. Kingham, does it put you in a better position to start off as a renter first than simply buying?
I would say yes, because, if you're a first-time renter just moving out of your parents' home, you have to get used to responsibility. Responsibility of paying that rent, paying those utilities, living on your own, paying your car note. All those things prepare you for becoming a homeowner. So I would say definitely those things are important. But as soon as you get the hang of it, it's time to become a homeowner. If you're the responsible type that, hey, listen, I got the hang of this, I can do this now. Hey, you can become a homeowner, right out of your mom's house.
And they both are liabilities.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So you're gonna, spend on liabilities, spend on one that you can benefit off.
Exactly.
Al Richardson, does a short sale bring in as much money as a regular sale?
It doesn't bring in as much money as for the bank. The bank is taking a loss. The banks, if you have a $200,000 loan and they agree to accept $100,000, they're taking a huge loss. Mm-hmm. So no, it does not bring in as much money as a regular sale. If that answers your question.
And Toy Towns and Nicole Latrice, what are good refinance do's and don'ts? Okay.
When refinancing, first of all, most people who have equity in their home choose to refinance because they want to pay off a particular bill. It could be a car note, it could be some credit cards, it could be student loans, it could be the usual things. I would say.
What about reducing your payments?
Refinancing usually does not reduce your payments because you actually take money of the equity of your home and they put it on your loan amount, and therefore now you have a larger monthly mortgage payment. Mm-hmm. So based on that, if you take $20,000 of equity out of your home, that could equal another 40, anywhere from $50 to $75 a month in mortgage, because that's stretched out over a 30-year mortgage. Mm-hmm. But the truth of the matter is you do not, and this is where people got in a lot of trouble about 2006 and 2007 before we went through the mortgage crisis. You do not want to max out your equity when you're refinancing, okay? Maxing out your equity will definitely put you in a financial bind, okay? Because you want to try to maintain and keep equity in your home at all times. Mm-hmm. Just like we experienced like 5-6 years ago when we had the mortgage crisis, when homes went from increasing to decreasing. A lot of people found themselves upside down in their homes because they had already taken money out for refinancing and to pay off other bills, and now they were experiencing a financial crisis. Mm.
Can you tell me what? Nicholas, I guess is more of a compliment question. Are you planning to write a book with this information?
Sure. I need a publisher. I need a couple of different things in order to get a book started. But you know what? That would be great because you know what? I want to help people. I want to help people, especially in our community,
Right.
to become homeowners. And you know what? If it takes a book to do that, well then, hey, so be it. I'm all on. I'm all in.
And this is why you did People of Power show, because I want to get people on this show who are going to give people advice, because it's not every day you can talk to a lawyer, doctor, or a person in your field and kind of just ask questions. What is a reverse mortgage?
A reverse mortgage is people who are 60. It's either 60 or 65 or older qualify for reverse mortgages. And the way it works, I'm sorry, it's 55. My mistake. 55. If you're 55 or older, you can qualify for reverse mortgage. And the way it works is it's a FHA mortgage, which is insured by the Federal Housing Association. And what it does, it uses the equity in your home to pay for your monthly mortgage payment. So say, for example, you have a home that is worth $200,000, but your loan amount is only $100,000. Okay, that $100,000 in equity you'll be using to pay your monthly mortgage. And this is good for senior citizens who are on a fixed income, who are only getting Social Security, and sometimes want to enjoy the finer side of life and just not worry about mortgage payments.
Beware is shaking his head like he has a reverse mortgage.
No, my brother has.
You really? Okay. So Michael Rowe has a question. Hey, Michael. I have a question for the people. Do they still need to qualify with a 20% down?
No, things have changed. 20% down usually applies to investors. You have to have some skin in the game. That's why they want you to put 20% down as an investor. But if you're looking for a primary residence, you can qualify. If you're a veteran, you can get a VA loan for 100% financing. If you're, depending on your credit score, if you're, 670 or better, to be specific, will qualify you for conventional, which will give you 3% down. If you're FHA approved, which is less than 670, you can get 96.5% financing. So there are different programs out there, and you spend a lot less money out of pocket to purchase, which is the whole idea.
Okay, Matilda has a question. When buying a home, can I add in student loans to that loan?
No, you cannot. You cannot consolidate your student loans into your mortgage. I've never seen a program that can do that.
Okay. Now we want to talk about support, because we didn't talk about that. That was kind of off. But how do you feel? And, we were talking about Palm Beach County a little bit as far as businesses, the support factor. Are you? Because I know you kind of new a little bit.
I'm kind of new to the real estate brokerage industry. Let me start by saying that I'm the only black-owned and operated real estate appraisal firm and brokerage in Palm Beach County.
Wow.
And
kudos.
And I challenge anyone to find another real estate brokerage or appraisal firm in Palm Beach County that's black-owned and operated. Secondly, we all know the story of Black Wall Street. Okay, we have to start keeping money within our community. Okay, let's look at the facts. The Asian community, their money circulates within their community up to 30 days. The Jewish community, money circulates in their community up to 20 days. The white community, money circulates in their community up to 17 days. Our community, our money circulates 6 hours. Okay? So listen. If you're not supporting black-owned and operated businesses, well then, you should really reevaluate, your selection of businesses. Okay? I am licensed and insured. I have been doing this. I have been in this business for 14 years. I have very knowledgeable agents that work with me. And like I said, we cover from Port St. Lucie to North Miami-Dade County. And we're looking to earn your business, We're looking to earn your business. We don't want you just to choose us because we're black-owned and operated. We want to earn your business. We want you to tell a friend. We want you to be happy and satisfied with the service that we provide. So, let me let you know how you can reach us, because for those of you that are looking for homes right now, you can actually log on to my website and you can search for homes as if you're a real estate agent on MLS, because my website is powered through the MLS, and the the properties on the MLS are live. They're actually active as we speak. And the website address is www.fl, that's F is in Florida, L is in Larry, RE as in real estate, Superstars with an S. So FLRE superstars.com.
King here, we'll get to that VA question before we end because I want to make sure that your question is answered.
Traffic Jam 107.1 People Power Show. And we are at the closing right about now.
Michael Henry.
I'm sorry.
He said,
Echo in the back.
his little shout outs in the back, right?
Yeah,
That's okay. That's okay.
That's cool.
It happens. You know, that's what happens when you're on the People of Power. You get all these questions and you want to answer all these questions, and that's why we go live on Facebook, because he will get a chance to answer your questions one by one when he gets home in the comfort of his home in front of his computer.
There's a ton of people on there too.
It really is, you know, and I love it because this is why this show is so needed in Palm Beach County, because it's a positive show, but it actually gives people a chance and an opportunity to be educated. And, you know, for people who didn't know Mr. Jones, now a lot of people know Mr. Jones and vice versa. So,
definitely.
you know, and I want to just thank you for being on our show. Real quick, tell them how to reach you, phone number, address, all that good stuff.
Okay, the best way to reach me is 561-414-2306. My office is located on the corner of Jog and Okeechobee. The physical address is 2101 Vista Parkway, Suite 247, West Palm Beach, 33411. Please follow us on Facebook at Superstar Realty and Appraisals.com. If you're looking for real estate news, if you're looking for updates to the market, if you're looking for appraisal information, if you're looking for best ways to stage your home to sell it, if you're looking for ways to make your home energy efficient, we have information on our Facebook page from A to Z.
Did you say energy efficient? Meaning I can save on my FPL bill?
Most definitely.
Oh, wow. Now, we could have talked about that the whole hour.
Yeah, you can save money in FPL bill.
The whole hour. That would be the whole hour.
Without a doubt.
Oh.
And you can also follow me on Instagram at Superstar Real Estate. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So everybody that comes on the show, because I feel like you're powerful because you're on the show and I picked you, so you're powerful. Mm-hmm. And I tell people that all the time. But if you could leave a superpower with anyone right now, like just give out a superpower to your people, what would it be?
That would be the power of communication. You know why? Because communication is key. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of people kind of, you know, they lack the people skills, or they lack the knowledge to communicate and to kind of connect with people. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that leaves a disconnect between the two. You know, so communication is key, especially in our community. I think that if people would learn to communicate and to kind of express themselves, I think that we all would kind of be in a better place.
Well said.
Okay, like that. Like I said, man, People Power Show, it's time to wrap this thing up, and I'll be taking you all the way to 8 o'clock playing the best old school and R&B for you.
He loves to play that. That's me.
Thank you so much.
He loves to play that.
We're done, right?
Yeah. That's me rapping. He loves to play that when I'm on there. Okay.
I've never been on Facebook Live so long in my life. Do you think the market will crash again? Anthony, fingers crossed, man. We don't want that, you know. Do I think it's going to crash again? You know, anything's possible. You know, listen, look who we have in office, okay? Let me leave it there. Look who we have in office. Anything is possible. So let's pray that it doesn't happen, though.
He wants your number again.
Okay, yeah. My number is 561-414-2306. I'll be glad to assist you in any way possible.
And Kingham to ask about the VA loans. What do you
The VA loans, if you're a veteran out there, they have 100% financing. 100% financing means that you do not, the bank will pay for the entire amount of the purchase price of your home. All you have to do is pay closing costs. And closing costs can even be negotiated. So, hey, give me a call. Hey, anything's possible.
All right. Are you hiring?
Definitely. I am currently hiring new, small. Well, they not necessarily have to be new. Experienced, unexperienced agents. Right now, we have free leads. That's right. I said free leads to all my real estate agents. We have 24/7 access to the office. We don't charge those hidden fees like these other brokerages. There's no desk fees. There's no hidden fees, processing fees that comes out of your commission. We have weekly coaching. You get coached every week on a different topic. We have monthly training. You will learn more than what you want to learn, but it definitely will prepare you to go out there into the real estate market to make money. So yeah, if you're interested in becoming a real estate agent or appraiser with Superstar Realty and Appraisals, please give me a call. Please contact me. I'll be glad to help.
Okay, is there anything...
Hey, Lexine.
Before we leave, is there anything that you want to say that you didn't think you covered? Because it always happens. You know what always happens.
It always happens.
I should have said this, or I...
It always happens. And let me start by saying that, listen, we in our community, we spend a lot of money on things that are not necessary. And Will Smith said it best when he said, people in our community, we spend the money that we don't have on things that we don't need to impress people that we don't even like.
Who don't like us?
Okay.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
At the end of the day, let's start preparing for your future. Let's start building wealth by becoming a homeowner, and let's start preparing for our kids to become homeowners as well. Because guess what? They follow us. They see what we do, and they end up doing the same. So guess what? Let's be homeowners. Let's be financial. Let's create financial freedom, and let's be happy and live well. Okay?
Hey, okay, and let's start supporting shows like this, because let me tell you, we don't get this too often, where we see us, we talk to us. You know, this show is for us. So we are a community station. If you are a small to mid-sized business, you need to be in the hot seat. You need to, and like we're gonna keep it real, because we need to keep it real. A lot of times people support companies that are white owned. They pay for commercials with them. Start supporting your black businesses who are supporting you. Start, Beware has commercial time. Start running your ads, because guess what? You want your people to see you. Start running commercials with us, because that's what that's what we're here for. So I want to tell people, when you get here, use it to your knowledge. I'm glad you have, when we say good stuff, yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it, because you taught me a lot today. I'm be honest with you.
Thank you.
It was great.
Thank you.
And I know that people are gonna, start reaching out to you to buy homes. I pray I can reach out. I play lotto all the time, so I'm looking to pay cash for my.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. And let me just add one more thing. Listen, Superstar Realty and Appraisals, we have a 90-day challenge right now as we speak. The 90-day challenge is to make 10 people homeowners within the next 90 days. Okay? So listen.
So income tax checks coming.
Exactly. Income tax checks are coming. Guess what? This could be your opportunity to become a homeowner and stop renting. Okay? So listen, feel free to put it all in my hands. Let me take the stress away from you, and let me allow and help you to become a homeowner.
Okay. Anything beware, King of the throne. Let me just turn
it. Said it all. I mean,
you're on air.
No,
you got to talk to the people. You're on air.
Break it down. Gotta have, wanna have, need to have.
Okay.
There you go.
So once you figure that out,
they call it a financial diet. Want to have, need to have. Yep, agree. So thank you once again for joining us. If you missed most of the show, when I end this, rewind it, still ask him questions. He's here. So, yeah, great show. Thank you.
Thank you.
People of power.